Welcome to Shadow of History, mysterious, dark, and untold stories from world history. Today, we delve into one of the most captivating mysteries in early American history, the disappearance of the Roanoke Colony. The story of Roanoke is a puzzle that has baffled historians, archaeologists, and explorers for centuries. How did an entire colony of English settlers, including women and children, vanish without a trace? Was it a case of mass murder, starvation, or something more inexplicable? Let's explore the eerie disappearance of the lost colony of Roanoke and uncover the theories that continue to surround this unsolved mystery. In 1585, Queen Elizabeth I of England decided to establish a permanent settlement in the New World. The goal was to strengthen England's presence in the Americas and to establish a base of operations for exploration and trade. Sir Walter Raleigh, an influential figure in the English court, was given the task of sponsoring this venture. The first expedition, led by Sir Richard Grenville, arrived on the coast of present-day North Carolina in 1585. The settlers established a small fort on Roanoke Island, but tensions with local Native American tribes and a lack of supplies forced them to return to England by the following year. However, the dream of a permanent English colony in the Americas was far from over. In 1587, Raleigh sent a second group of settlers to Roanoke, this time led by John White, a skilled artist and navigator. The new colony consisted of about 115 men, women, and children, including White's own daughter, Eleanor Dare, and his granddaughter, Virginia Dare, who would become the first English child born in the Americas. The settlers began to establish their colony on Roanoke Island, and White returned to England later that year to secure additional supplies. White's return to England was delayed by the outbreak of the Anglo-Spanish War. With England at war with Spain, ships and resources were in short supply. It wasn't until 1590, 3 years later, that White was able to return to Roanoke. When he arrived, however, he was shocked to find the settlement completely deserted. The fort was abandoned, and there were no signs of struggle or violence. All of the settlers had vanished without a trace. The only clue left behind was the word Croatoan, carved into a post at the abandoned settlement. The word Croatoan was the name of a nearby island where a friendly Native American tribe lived. Some speculated that the settlers had gone to the island in search of food or shelter, but when White attempted to search the area, he found no trace of the colonists. White's search proved fruitless, and despite several expeditions over the years, no solid evidence was ever found to explain the fate of the Roanoke settlers. The disappearance of the Roanoke colony remains one of the greatest mysteries in American history. Over the years, many theories have been proposed to explain what happened to the settlers, but none have been proven conclusively. Let's take a look at some of the most prominent theories. One of the most popular theories is that the settlers were attacked by Native American tribes. The Roanoke settlers had initially encountered friendly tribes, such as the Croatoans, but relations with other tribes, particularly the Algonquians, were more strained. Some historians believe that the settlers may have been attacked by hostile Native American groups and were either killed or taken captive. The word Croatoan could have been a sign left by the Croatoan tribe, indicating that the settlers had moved to the nearby island or were taken there for protection. However, no evidence of a violent confrontation was ever found, and the absence of bodies or signs of struggle makes this theory less convincing. Another theory suggests that the settlers may have starved to death or died from disease. The colony was located in an area with a harsh climate, and food shortages were a constant problem. The settlers may have been unable to secure enough resources to survive, and the lack of fresh water and fertile land could have led to malnutrition and illness. Additionally, the settlers were isolated from the rest of the English world, and without supplies from England, their chances of survival were slim. If they had indeed died from disease or starvation, it's possible that their bodies were washed away by storms or hidden by the local environment, making it difficult for White to find them upon his return. A more speculative theory is that the settlers simply integrated with nearby Native American tribes. According to this theory, the settlers may have abandoned their fort and assimilated into local tribes, either voluntarily or by force. The word Croatoan carved into the post could indicate that they moved to the nearby island where the Croatoan tribe lived. Some proponents of this theory suggest that the settlers may have intermarried with the Native Americans and lost their distinct English identity over time. There have been claims of European-looking individuals appearing among Native American tribes in the region, but these claims have never been definitively proven. Another possibility is that the settlers were victims of a natural disaster. There are records of hurricanes and severe storms in the region during the late 16th century, and it's possible that the settlers were caught in such a disaster. If a major storm hit while White was away in England, it could have destroyed their settlement, scattering the survivors or causing them to seek refuge elsewhere. However, this theory, like others, lacks concrete evidence, and no signs of a natural disaster have been found in the archaeological record. One of the more recent theories is that the settlers may have tried to move further inland in search of better resources, only to be lost or wiped out by hostile forces. The nearby tribes, such as the Powhatan, had complex political dynamics and rivalries, and it's possible that the settlers encountered resistance while trying to establish new settlements further inland. Some researchers suggest that the settlers might have joined or been absorbed by the tribes in the region, leading to their disappearance from historical records. Despite all of these theories, the true fate of the Roanoke colonists remains a mystery. The lack of concrete evidence and the scarcity of historical records make it difficult to determine what happened to them. Archaeological digs on Roanoke Island and surrounding areas have yielded some artifacts, such as pottery and tools, but they have not provided any definitive answers. The search for answers continues, and the mystery of Roanoke remains one of the most enduring unsolved mysteries in American history. The disappearance of the Roanoke Colony was a turning point in the history of English colonization in the Americas. It was followed by several other failed attempts to establish permanent settlements in the region, but it also fueled the determination of the English to succeed. The mystery of Roanoke helped set the stage for the later successful colonization of Jamestown in 1607, and it remains a powerful reminder of the dangers and uncertainties faced by early settlers in the New World. Thank you for joining us as we explored the enduring mystery of the Roanoke Colony. If you found this story both perplexing and fascinating, make sure to subscribe to Shadow of History for more mysterious, dark, and untold stories from the past. Don't forget to like, share, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos. Until next time, stay curious and continue uncovering the untold stories that have shaped our world.